Senator John McCain is back in the hospital this morning. His office has released a statement saying that he's receiving treatment for normal side effects of his ongoing cancer therapy.
All right, our Dr. Sanjay Gupta joins us right now. Sanjay, thanks so much for being with us. You, of course, talked to John McCain's doctors when he received his diagnosis some months ago. What's likely going on here? He's been in treatment for some time.
That's right. What typically happens is that as part of treating this type of tumor to his brain, there's often radiation therapy given. And what happens with radiation therapy is that it's designed, obviously, to attack these tumor cells, but it can also cause some swelling in and around the tumor, swelling around the brain. And, you know, that can cause symptoms, sometimes cause headaches, sometimes cause some weakness on one side of the body because the brain does become swollen. So what often happens is that someone like Senator McCain is admitted to the hospital to try and receive some treatment to bring down that swelling. They wrote in that statement that you just referenced that this is a sort of normal course for someone who's getting this type of treatment, and it is. This does happen, and it is not unusual to have people hospitalized to try and decrease that swelling in and around the tumor.
Sanjay, you were the only reporter that Senator McCain's doctor spoke with a few months ago at the time of his initial diagnosis. Yeah. Just walk us through what they told you and remind everyone what indeed he was diagnosed with and how severe it is.
Yeah, good point. You know, it's interesting. You may remember this was found on a routine exam. Senator McCain said he'd been feeling a little tired. This is back in July. He went in for an exam. He ended up getting a brain scan which showed a blood collection that was just right in this area above his left eyebrow. He subsequently had an operation, and he was diagnosed with a tumor at that time. The tumor was what had caused the blood collection. And this type of tumor, people may know this term, it's glioblastoma. It's a type of brain tumor, and it is an aggressive one. The surgeons told me at that time that they had removed the entire tumor, but you always have to work under the idea that there's some even microscopic cells left, and that's why he's getting his current treatment. That is pretty routine. That is how most of these types of tumors are treated.
Sanjay, you know, I hate to bring politics into this right now, but people are wondering, will John McCain be available to vote next week? He's been very active politically over the last few months. I mean, how much longer is it reasonable to expect that he will be able to be an active member of the Senate?
It's a tough question, John, and, you know, I mean, I give you some statistics, and statistics apply to broad populations of people, and never to a single individual. But, you know, this is the type of tumor, for example, that Senator Ted Kennedy had several years ago. Average survival with this type of tumor is about 14 months. I mean, that's tough to say, it's tough to hear, but that is the prognosis with this type of tumor. It is tough to say during that time period, you know, whether he will have some decline, making it difficult or prohibitive for him to continue to do his job and do his work. Just don't know. He's been looking pretty good lately, and cognitively, as you point out, he's been able to be very engaging, but it's just hard to say. We're talking about months, though, here, not years.
We are talking about John McCain, though, which means he is
a
fighter.
The fighter,
You know, I won't bet against him.